Because when I got here, I was like, I want to look at the, I want to look at the city. Like, yeah, I'm not much of a nerd. So you can see, so even though it's kind of compact, you can see that Midgard's always growing. Because where those lights are in the background, it's almost like the bridge road where it ends. Like, you can see the big Mako pipes, which we saw near the start of. Like, I like how you see it before it goes into the rest of the city, each plate, you know. I love the fact you can see the reactors, and you can see which number which one it is. And then you can also see the ones that are blown up. So there's reactor 6, and there's, you know, no, it's not reactor 6, it's alive. Wait, 4, 5, yeah, reactor 5. So there's reactor 5, and because reactor 5 has been blown up, you can see that it's been blown up. You know what I mean? We're looking at reactor 5. The detail. They could have just put a picture of reactors there and barely show the numbers, but they actually made a difference. And there's even a bit where you kind of catch a view of Sector 7, and it's just all like, even though it's kind of like not the best background image, it's all like looks like it's kind of on fire. Like it's not like just another shot of a city. Like they've actually considered, if someone looks at Sector 7, we need to make sure the whole plate's been dropped, or like at least on fire still. Like they're still fire now because it's the same like day later. So, but you know, there's Reactor 5, and it's got like skyscrapers. You know, like when we was in Sector 7, we didn't see skyscrapers. It was more like an industrial sector. So I was talking about earlier in the game about how each sector is different and has a unique city vibe in different areas. So like Reactor 4, Sector 4 and Sector 5 have like a metropolis city, so a city above it. Because each zone, each sector is a separate city almost, you know, and Midgard's like the country. So I think it's really cool that it's kind of like, you know, it creates this image of how big Midgard really is, you know, creates this feeling of real, and you can see then the massive gap between. You can even see the bridges in between that you've walked across earlier in the game. I will try and show off the Sector 7. I think it's not this floor, the one above you can see it, but I love the fact they even also accounted for what reactors are blown up as well. Also, the conversations are quite interesting.
Avalanche thinking. What are they even after?
Sorry. I said sorry to her. You know when someone bumps into you or something, you apologise anyway? I'm that guy.
I don't know if I can work right now.
Is there a sofa? I swear there's a bench around it. And then the receptionist is actually just a robot, which makes sense.
You must be here for our grand tour. Visitors have access to floors 60, 61, 62, as well as floor 63. You will proceed in that order. By the exit of each floor, you will find a device that will allow you to update the keycard in your possession, thereby allowing you to access the next floor. And now begins your grand tour. Please enjoy the Shinra experience.
Thank you.
Why has this whole thing gotta be such a big pain in the ass?
I don't know about you, but this is kind of weird.
You think everything's going too well?
Yeah, I do. Think this is a trap?
Ha! If it is, then bring it on. Let's get this party started.
Yeah. So, like, I agree, Mav. So, it creates this feeling of that normal people work for Shinra because they need to. You know, like most of us, we work towards what we need to do in life. You know, whether we're supporting people, their families, and such. You know, we're doing what we need to do. Sometimes we do jobs we don't want to do. It's not necessarily their dream; they're just doing because the options available. Is it better to work in the Shinra Tower, or is it better to work in a crappier job, earn less, and live in the slums? What do you do when you're living in the top? You know, obviously living above the plate is going to cost a lot more money than it would to live in the slums. So, reality being, this is, you know, it's how they get people to live there as well. I think they even like addressed that because Jesse's dad did a certain job with Mako. He had to work in Mako, so he obviously got like this insurance of they obviously paid him well enough to live on the top of the plate. High risk, high reward kind of thing. So his family were well off, and he took the risk and then became, you know. So you get more view in Midgar here as well. I'll try and go the other side as well.
Man, why we gotta get all these damn key cards just to get anywhere?
This is Shinra HQ. The hell did you expect?
Says the former company man himself. Guess you'd know about all the rules, regulations, and red tape. It's like coming home, huh?
That's the first time Barrett goes, oh yeah, used to be, Shinra. Used to be.
Will we really go to all the effort to build a new one?
It might be the other side. Please don't activate cutscene. I don't think it will. Are we good? Oh, this is... okay. There might be a better view, but just in case there is, I'm trying to find... There it is. This is Sector 7. So it's barely visible, but you see all that fire just outside the window? That's the Sector 7 plane. So they're still putting out fires and stuff, and like, I love how they've also done that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do get a better view, but I love how they've even thought about it. You can just about see it, like above that red light. Like, it's different, there's no city vibe or lights and stuff. Like, they thought of it down to the nail. I love how the reactor's still on just fine though. Must have a failsafe. Like, not even remotely damaged. Well, I guess they connected differently. Also, everyone in Midgar now is uneasy even if you live above the city. Because, at any point you think, wow, what if the plate that I'm living on now might drop? Like, you having all these people and all the NPCs around?
Yes, every reactor, every pillar.
He's an important
Like I said, a full inspection. There's no telling what kind of damage there might be. If you see anything out of the ordinary, I want to know.
Mr. Tourette's.
Sorry to bother you, sir.
No, it's fine.
I've brought the damage assessment for
He's a
Sector
good
7
manager.
you
He looks
requested.
after his employees as well.
Sir,
Even under
perhaps
stress.
you should try and get some sleep.
No, not yet.
Good guy
I need to
Reeve
finish
over it.
preparing my draft of the reconstruction plan before tonight's board meeting. Whatever reasons they might have had, destroying an entire sector it's beyond the pale.
Director, I would strongly advise you not to say such things outside of this room.
Don't I know it?
Oh, it's like, I'm gonna recruit this guy. Yeah, welcome, man, Mushroom. I reckon like President Shinra and the mayor just like sit there and their whole day is looking at security footage. Because that's all you ever see President Shinra really do, looking at security footage. Cameras everywhere in every little tiny area. It is. This is just nothing. Right, okay. The memorial. Okay, so here we go. So one, you got the stairwell like you normally would, but you can't go above. It won't let you go. So this is the stairwell that you used to walk up and through all the floors in the original. But it won't. Again, you can't go up higher. There's no point. The doors don't work. I don't want to skip anything either accidentally, so just let me down, movie. Yeah, I know that was Domino, but you see a lot of Shinra looking through the camera as well. I knew that was Domino. Don't worry. I can tell. I said it was the mayor. The mayor. Right. Let me. This bit's kind of big. This bit actually is new, but really good. I really enjoyed it. I don't know if a lot of people like this section, but I really enjoyed it. It really creates this image of darkness and
Welcome to the Shinra building.
makes Shinra look
our
so,
humble home.
Oh, hell no!
Here in the Memorial Museum, you can learn all about our president, as well as the various divisions that make up the company.
golden
And
statue,
of course,
by the way.
city of Midgard and the miracle of Mako energy.
And they call it a
Whatever
miracle.
takes your fancy, you're sure to learn something new.
So they brainwash people,
Yeah,
calling it a
shut
miracle.
up.
That's important, by the way. So they make people dependent on it. A lot of it's funny, and I'm gonna. I know this is kind of like, I'm not going to talk since any political way in any way, but this game story, in terms of the energy, is very relevant to the modern world right now. Like energy resources and like, it's a big topic for governments right now about energy, carbon footprint and all that stuff. It's like, it's really big, and it kind of feels relevant, you know, and Shinra is just sucking up all the energy, and people are like, actually, what about other resources? We didn't consider any other resources to keep us self-sufficient, but they're like, no, use our nuclear power, or whatever, you know, kind of thing. Use our Mako, use our live stream. How's it going, Utley? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, man. Happy Friday. The Shinra theme's really good here as well. And then it shows the progress. They show like, oh look, weapons is their first thing as well. Like weapons, and they show manufacture cars. They showed off the cars down the bottom because it's questionable why there's a car shop in there. You know, all the technology, guns, war, the helicopters, like, you know. And then there's obviously the reactor there as well. You know, the power. This creates this really powerful image about Shinra. Because in the original game, President Shinra, the original president, isn't in the game that much. Like, they do create a really good thing with him, like the image of him, but he's not in the game long enough. But in this game, he's a lot. He's in the game a lot, and he does create this really powerful, and he comes off as a really villainous character, and does really well. And between Barrett and, you know, you get this, like, Barrett and Shinra, like, are out, you know, they know of each other and everything. And like, this is how much he loves himself, with a golden statue of himself. Like, it's not even an acknowledgement to people that helped him along the way. It's more like, actually, I am the man. Golden gun. I always say it's a shout to James Bond. Golden
Man
gun.
thinks very highly of himself.
There you go. The president. There's President Shinra with Mayo Domino. Interesting that. Shinra Electric Power Company. In grateful appreciation, got these like cabinets. Here it is. Right, so Easter egg number 1. Well, one of a few Easter eggs. I do think it's hilarious that there is this. So the guy on the right in the middle is President Shinra, a young President Shinra, right? It would be interesting to see if any of these characters kind of like show up in the future. But the one in the middle is wearing a mask. Now it's an Easter egg because in Final Fantasy X-2 there's a kid in the game called Shinra, and he makes a joke about I'm going to create a company one day and run like energy or whatever. I can't remember the exact line, but he makes a gesture that he'll run a company called Shinra because his name's Shinra in the game. It was like an Easter egg for that, and then they thought, and because for fan theory, then there's a big massive fan theory about Final Fantasy X and 7 being the same world. I'm not a fan of I'm not for it. They're not the same world. I'm not here to talk about that. But I love the fact that they brought that as an Easter egg in, just as almost as a meme to the fans, or even maybe it's appreciated those who want that theory. I just thought it was hilarious. You know, it's obviously not the same kid anyway, because the world doesn't change that quickly. Do you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I thought it was kind of funny. What's this? Yeah, it's the same mask. Well, kind of, yeah. But even so, thanks for sharing that. Even so, it doesn't mean it's the same world, and it's not canon. It's the same world, and anyway, and it never will be, because like there's nothing. You see remnants of Spira, and there's nothing there, so it just wouldn't work. And the landscape of the world wouldn't change that much over time as well. Anyway, moving on from that conversation, before it gets into the, before people go, actually, yeah, to me it's an Easter egg, and that's okay. We're allowed Easter eggs, and like, I think the, especially Nomura, but I think a lot of, Nomura especially likes to meme. He likes a good meme. He knows what the fans are talking about, he knows what theories are out there, and he knows how to get people to think and talk about things, so... And I think they all have this bit of personality. And it shows personality from the creators of the game as well. And I liked it. I like that they do like this little meme out there and stuff as well. Like the little memes and like Easter eggs, throwbacks, so even to other games, other things are really cool. They got this image of Shinra pretending to do some work, because let's be honest, he doesn't do any work. Then you got that, whatever that is. Then you got what looks like original plans for a reactor. That was kind of cool. How's it going, Zach?
All enjoying yourselves? Wasn't it fun to learn about Shinra and
I like
our
this.
esteemed president? And to get a peek at the president's mementos?
So now you
That
see all
was
the
super cool.
characters. So you know that even though we all knew the characters all along, like it's actually publicly known that Heidegger, Scarlet, Reeve, Hojo are like big people in the company. And it shows off what their roles are. And Palmer. Yeah, of course Palmer. How could I forget Palmer?
Now, moving along. The next exhibit will teach you about the important work we do.
Palmer looks terrible,
By
man.
giving you a
Like
closer look at each
like
of our
you're supposed to,
divisions.
but I love
I
it. It's
hope
just
you're
funny.
ready to be amazed, because you simply won't believe all the exciting adventures we have here.
These all look so familiar.
Because we've destroyed a bunch of them already.
And then there's all the enemies, like showcase. I love the fact they made a museum of it all, like for all the people, like this is how we're keeping you safe. This is how they tell people, this is the citizens that come in to view the museum. This is what we do to keep you safe. We have all this machinery. You are safe from Wutai if you live in Midgard. That's basically the image they create.
The advanced weaponry exhibit is currently undergoing maintenance. We apologize for the inconvenience.
And to create the suspense and the dark, because everyone who's played the original will know that Heidegger and Scarlet are very, you know, are all for the evilness, you know. So they're not really that fussed about doing these recordings and stuff as well. But he's too scared to question people, so the other two are more
Read
powerful.
This paper right here. Give me a moment.
I have a cloud sight.
Welcome
Go on.
to the Shinra building. The Space and Aeronautics Division has taken rocket systems developed for military applications and adapted them to a different purpose. The search for new precious resources in the infinite reaches of space. That being said, since we have plenty of Mako at the present, those plans are currently on hold. It's a bit of a shame, really.
I like to think that the reason this particular exhibit was lacking Scarlet's VA. Yeah, like she was just like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Like, you know, I've got more important things like experimenting material to do. Like, and Hojo one is a good example of that as well. Like, there's only Reeve and Palmer do it properly, don't they? Oh no, I think Heidegger does it, but Heidegger's very proud of who he is. Scarlet's like, I just want to do this. I just want to create and cause massacre and cause like carnage. Heidegger's like very loyal to President Shinra and very like, you know. I do find it interesting that Rufus isn't in this, but also keeping Rufus a secret and building the suspense on that is still done very well. Like, because obviously there's no secret who Rufus is, but obviously his role is more in Junon based, so he's got nothing to do with Midgard.
Welcome to Shinra headquarters. My duties as Director of Research and Development are, in all likelihood, far beyond your ability to
His
comprehend.
arrogance is already showing here from Hojo.
So there will be no presentation, as it would be a waste of my time and yours.
Classic Hojo.
Rest assured, we are making great strides.
That felt
Albeit
forced,
not at this
but
particular moment,
you're wasting my
because
time
I'm
with
filming
this.
this rubbish
How's it
instead.
going, Lassie?
I believe I've wasted enough of my precious time as it is. Science waits for no one, after all. So, good day.
Heidegger's over, and then like it's all based on what they do. Like, I mean, there's nothing. There's like a rocket here, so Palmer. Machinery here, robotic weapons, Scarlet. You know, she's in charge of advanced weaponry. Hojo has a soldier there, and has like capsules. So experimenting soldiers are created with Mako, so obviously Hojo's responsible for that. That's why there's a soldier outfit there. It's all done perfectly. It's all done like in the correct way. Like the little details. Heidegger's in charge of the military. So he's in charge of all the Shinra troops, and that's the only people he has power
The
over.
public security exhibit is currently undergoing maintenance. We apologize for the inconvenience.
I guess he doesn't have a VA after all in this section. Heli troopers. At least you can see a heli trooper without being attacked by one for a change. Now this is what I like here. Like, 1, Sector 8, by the way. 2, this was the original plan for Midgar, right? Or this what? Well, let's listen to him first.
Welcome to the Shinra building. Our mission here at Urban
He's
Planning
like the goody.
is
He's
to
like
supply the
he actually
residents
does
of
his job.
Midgar with energy created
Good guy,
from
Reeve,
Mako.
you know.
We also take pride in maintaining public infrastructure, the pillars and railways that run all throughout
I think it was the
city.
original drawing of Midgar.
Currently, we are working to construct an intraplate expressway. When this project has been completed, it will provide much easier access to numerous locations all across Midgar. We appreciate your patience and understanding in the meantime.
My impression of it is that was this is what they always wanted Midgard to look like, but it failed, and this is the current version of Midgard that they got. So they want to recreate Midgard and create Neo Midgard in the Promised Land. So like, but then again, I think that the other cutscene might undo that. I'm not sure. It does look like Balam, I know. But like, they're always developing it. Like Reeve just said that they are creating an extra expressway, so it's not all like relying on trains and stuff. So I'm hiding the maps on purpose. But yeah, I like that. It's really cool. Although it does make more sense that this is Neo Midgard with the white reactors and the grasslands. I mean, how they get in grasslands and Mako is just in. There's one thing I'm very much looking forward to in Rebirth when you go to other parts of the world. Because in the original game, there's green grassland everywhere. There really shouldn't be much green grassland anywhere. That's near a reactor. I think it's just how the world map was created, to be fair, to colour up the game. But actually, when we're like doing the rest of the game, I don't expect to see much grass in the game, and it will be like a wasteland everywhere, like Nibelheim is in the few scenes you see of it. Yeah. Yo, how's it going? Yeah. I learned so rough for a minute.
I hope you enjoyed learning about our divisions.
Hope you're doing well.
And the wonderful ideas and solutions that are produced to benefit us all. Here at Shinra, we strive to ensure the
How proud she
safety
looks
of
at.
all residents around the clock.
I've turned them off just for the story stuff. I hope you having a good Friday yet. Great to see you.
next exhibit will teach you all about the miracle of Mako energy and our reactors.
The miracle
as
of
well as the city
Mako.
of Midgar itself. So come on!
30 more minutes. I hope those 30 minutes don't drag out like they always do. So it's always the end of the day it drags out, doesn't it?
Our home, recreated in 1/10,000th scale. As you can see here,
Diorama.
the 8 Mako reactors form a ring around the center of our city and keep Midgar running day and night. The Mako which flows beneath our feet is a truly limitless resource. At Shinra, we have developed technologies to extract it
I love
and
the fact it's in
transform
there.
it into the fuel and electricity that powers everything we do.
Theme from the start of the game, by the way.
Thanks to the miracle of Mako energy, our lives are richer and better than ever before. Mako keeps our lights on at night and made Midgar into the city that never sleeps. A triumph of technology and testament to man's potential.
It does
Nothing
that
but a
'cause-
bunch of lies.
It does that because it's introduced in Midgar, just like the start
Except
of the
that
game
Mako
does.
has made
That's what I love
people's
about
lives
it.
better.
It's done on purpose.
It's made people blind. Blind to the cold, hard truth. Even I used to buy into that bullshit.
And then he admitting that is
Remembering
huge,
that
by the way.
Makes me
That's
mad.
foreshadowing to his backstory of dying. Like, I love the fact that he says that there. I even like Barrett understands why people believe in Shinra. Like, that's a cool nod that Barrett isn't just like hot-headed. You shouldn't be believing Shinra kind of thing. He knows, and he acknowledged it in this game more than he does in the original. That he understands why people believe it. And yeah, that foreshadowing is great, and I love the fact that dioramas there, and then this music as well. Obviously, they use this song to introduce Midgar before the main cutscene where you start on the train and then zoom in. And this is that guy who's introducing the miracle of Mako and the introduction of Midgar. Also, look, this shows you the expansion. So Reeve said in that previous stream about how they're expanding still. So this is what Midgar's actually looking like right now, right? And you can see each sector's actually been expanded, apart from Sector 6, where it's been where the hole was. I can't see it. You can see there that there's the holes there where they've stopped growing on it because they're not interested in doing Sector 6. And then Sector 7, be interested to see what's happened now with the other side of it because the main march dropped. But yeah, you know how the other image had like, I don't know if we can go back in the other room actually. But in this room, sorry, I know we're going back. You can see there's 2 sets of reactors. So there's like the first ones that are around the inner circle, and then there's the outside reactors, like the one like right here. So they actually have like 7A, 7B, and what stuff like that. And that's what they're going towards. They're expanding to another set of reactors, which should be this, you know. Like it's really cool how they like showed the expansion. Like, Reeve's got a busy job, hasn't he? But yeah, Sector 6 not being completed. When in the original game you actually get that dialogue when you're in the diorama room where you can, it says like they actually acknowledge why Sector 6 was never completed. How's it going, Snipes? Thing is, Midgar is supposedly, I don't remember, 25 kilometers in diameter. I'm not sure about this size, but yeah, huge. It's huge. But like, it's meant to be the size of a country, you know. Like, reality being this, that's what I'm saying, like each sector is its own city, and then it has a slum under it as well. And you know, think about how much, you know, they're trying to build the biggest country, you know. Yeah, moving on. But yeah, I really like this little nod here as well. And then we get, I think the next bit is the really, really interesting scene. Can you get out of the way, Farrah? Thank you.
Congratulations!
Yeah,
You can
absolutely.
call yourself a
No.
proud Shinra scholar.
Like, and in the
Now,
slums as
moving
well.
along.
Probably more people live in the
Next, you'll learn
slums.
about our progress in advanced science and technology. Please proceed to the 61st floor, the
A
Visual
lot of people
Entertainment Hall.
who live in the slums actually work for Shinra in the building. There's that Shinra manager who argues with Barrett, tries to antagonize Barrett at the start of the game, and you see him a few times because you see him in the slums. You see him in Sector 5 Sector 7 seeing off his family at the start of the game. Then you catch him in the wool market, you know, that guy. he lives in the slums, but he works for Shinra and he still defends Shinra. So it's not just people who live above the plate and people who live below the plate. Everyone's there because they want to be.
Welcome to the Visual Entertainment Hall, where we showcase Shinra's cutting-edge technology through an immersive visual and audio experience.
Here we
Please
go.
relax and enjoy the show.
Cosmo. Right, here we go. I can put the controller down there, can't I wish I could freeze frame this entire section. Yeah, I had goosebumps as well. I'm not going to say anything in this bit, but... I wasn't expecting any of this section. I loved it.
In the distant past, our planet was home to a people we call the Ancients.
What are they created?
Many millennia before we discovered Mako, these precursors were already pioneering its use. Somehow they learned of the great reservoir of energy pulsing beneath their feet.
This is so cool.
And once they had, the Ancients developed the means to harness this powerful energy
and they're showing off the live
bend
stream
it
here
to
as
their
well.
will. The fruits of their labors have survived to this very day in the form of certain kinds of materia. Their scripture, too, has endured. We who are born of the planet, with her we speak, her flesh we shape. Unto her promised land shall we one day return. By her loving grace and providence, may we take our place in paradise. Alas, the ancients themselves are long gone. 2,000 years ago, a meteor brought an end to their civilization. But before their fiery end, did the ancients find their promised land? Even now, we have only to wonder. Times have changed, and the Shinra Electric Power Company is committed to changing and evolving with them.
Electric?
Like the ancients, we've harnessed the power of Mako.
Other reactors?
Are they out there watching us, waiting for us to join them in some blessed corner of the world?
Man, if that's what Final Fantasy XVI is about to be
land
like.
Where boundless Mako energy will provide for our every need. Shinra is working for you to fulfill the hope of the ancients and lead us to that promised land. We shall not rest until our dream is realized.
Yeah, maybe it was an image of Mika. Yeah. Like that's what they wanted Midgard to be, and that's what they wanted it to be.
That it?
This doesn't make sense to see. But this is the end of the original game, by the way. Spoiler.
No!
Suddenly, Kingdom Hearts. But it's still in Cloud Edit. Awesome, by the way. Oh my god. That's such a good screenshot.
Sephiroth.
Everyone's wallpaper when they saw this scene. Everyone's like, that's gonna be on wallpaper.
Oh dear. A man of my refined taste running out of butter. Shorn of its proper accompaniment, this tea might as well be boiled pond water.
Butchery boy himself.
No, it couldn't possibly have been.
crazy-ass thing made me want to puke. And not just because of the presentation, but the content, too.
I thought the
Ought to
presentation
come
was
with
good.
a warning. That ain't for kids.
That wasn't just a movie.
That huge meteor. What was that about?
Like I said, nothing you should show a
See,
kid.
even them two saw it. If this was all in Cloud's head, them two wouldn't have seen that, right? But then it could be like Cloud's... So let's talk about the first part. I want to talk about the first part first. This is how they captivate everyone to believe that Shinra's doing the right thing, because they do it in such a presentation that they were on the side of the ancients, etc. I call it etc. But like they were trying to recreate what the ancients had to look after the civilization, right? And maybe, to be fair, even though President Shinra is an evil man, maybe his predecessor, or whoever, maybe that might have been the original objective anyway with Shinra. That might be 100% true for all we know. It will be interesting to see how far they go with history in this game, in this canon, because they have the opportunities, you know, to go actually the origin of Shinra. Well, people with a good intention. Then it became, then the wrong people got in power, and then, you know, it could be that, you know. I don't think it's got anything to do with Aerith, because Aerith wouldn't have created that scene. But Aerith's powers, yeah, actually no, I've really read that wrong. Aerith's powers, the same way we see images later on, and it could also be Sephiroth when we see it, because you see, you know, there's the, but it's not Sephiroth, it's Genova. This is the Genova Sephiroth, isn't it? Because it's the same Sephiroth that it appears in the original game as well. So I'm curious. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but it's still awesome. I love the scene, and all the mini tornadoes, the fire tornadoes and stuff is actually what is in the original in game. So it just screamed that they're not going the same. And I'll say this towards the end as well. Is that the rebirth and re-energize or re-go get Final Fantasy, whatever it's going to be. The ending, I don't think it's going to be the same. I don't think it's going to be. I still think they're going to go off the path. I know people said they've said that they're going to do this. I think they're just going to keep us in suspense until the game's out anyway. But like, honestly, I think it's going to go in a completely different direction, and it should. Because it's interesting. They wouldn't have given away. Just think about the very end scene. They literally do everything that's in the original anyway, and I'll say that at the end of the game when the credits are up. But like, you know, when you have Cloud and Sephiroth standing each other when it has a 7 seconds conversation, like, it's going in a different direction, and I still love that. I'm a big supporter of it. And as Miss Alice said, hope you're doing well, by the way. Sephiroth's body is at Northern Crater, but what I'm talking about is there's this theory about 3 Sephiroths. Well, actually, one of them is Genova. So Sephiroth appearing in the Shinra Tower is correct because he does in the original. But it's not ever Sephiroth. The Sephiroth that shows up, any Sephiroth that shows up in the original game that's not in the Northern Crater where you give the black materia to, that's the only original Sephiroth you see, apart from flashbacks, is Genova. Either it's Genova going through the clones, the tattoo clones, or whatever. It's always Genova, right? That's why Genova calls Cloud a puppet at a certain scene in the game. How's it going, Vanda, by the way? But then this Sephiroth that plays with time might be ultimate Sephiroth for all we know. Like, it might be a Sephiroth potentially from a different timeline. So I'm saying there's different timelines or different, like a parallel universe kind of thing going on, and he's jumped through different time warps because his existence is either gone and he's managed to walk through time, which might explain. Just to be clear, 7 seconds has never truly been explained yet. So there's lots of different things that could happen, and that Sephiroth that we see at the very end of the game, who gives us visions of the future, is doing it for a reason. And he is trained. That's the Sephiroth that's training Cloud to be something. Like, he's pushing Cloud in his mind to get stronger. He does it at the start of the game when you're in Sector 8 after you blow up Reactor 1. He appears and he's like, you we can work together to save, you know, like it's little things like. Yeah, time travel Sephi, that's what I'm saying, yeah, so I really can't wait to see the big reveal and see what little soldier Sephiroth can do to like how he overthrows Sephiroth, but you know, I think they'll show that off in Rebirth as well. I think they'll change some of the ways there'll be like 2 flashbacks. But they could start the third game that with
you
that.
can call yourself a proud Shinra expert. Your mission is to go out and tell everyone about the wonders of Shinra.
I love the bit about the ancients
Next,
as well.
You'll be visiting the repository
And
for Shinra's expertise and know-how.
Whilst a lot of this is about
Please make your way to the 62nd floor, the corporate archive.
What the?
Greetings and welcome. Avalanche, I presume. My name is Hart, and it's a pleasure to meet you. I've come to escort you to Mayor Domino, per his request.
The mayor of Midgar? The empty suit that's just a mouthpiece for Shinra?
Yes. The mayor of
I love
our
it just
dear
goes,
Midgar.
yes.
The most magnificent city ever built. That Mayor Domino. The visual entertainment hall has been experiencing technical difficulties of late, and he suspected that these difficulties might impede your progress.
So what does the mayor want with us?
I'm afraid you'll have to ask him that yourself.
Guess we're supposed to follow.
Everything's calmed down now, but yeah, I really love the fact that they showed off the ancients and they showed off how summons were created and stuff like that, and how material was formed and stuff like that. It was a really cool shout, and they showed bits of the live stream and stuff. So yeah, and here we go. Mav's favorite part. Mav's favorite character incoming. You have to run. Alright, you're gonna miss the best bit. Fair enough, Mav.
Look at this
It's all been
place.
uploaded anyway, but thanks for being here, man. Have a good one. Have a good weekend if I see you. We'll probably finish this tomorrow anyway if you're around.
So what? You telling me the mayor's some kind of crazy bookworm?
Piano's really nice though. He says the thing. This piano is really nice. It's all really nice. Oh, if you get to this section, make sure you got some gil. I'll show you why shortly.
Through here.
If this is a trap, you're a dead man, you hear?
There's the library. Unfortunately, there's no mini game here, even though the original had a mini game. There's a chest over there.
The mayor is waiting.
Okay, I guess we'll do it after. But this looked really cool, but I was very disappointed there wasn't even like the robots before to be like to say certain words and stuff like from the mini game in the original game. There's nothing to do in here apart from this conversation, but yeah, it looked cool. It was a nice section.
This can't be right.
Ah, wonderful. You finally made it. I am the mayor of the great metropolis of Mako. Domino, at your service. I must say, you
His
three haven't
moustache.
exactly been discreet.
He does have the best mustache, let's be honest.
Huh?
I wonder who's
Now
been
they're like,
cleaning up
"Oh
all
my
your
God,
messes.
Shinra has CCTV?
What the
Get
hell's going
out.
on?
Come on, think about it. You've been caught by security several times, walked in front of every other camera, and scared an accountant half to death.
Actually, no, I
You hear
didn't.
the alarm?
I went
No?
upstairs.
You're welcome. I can only
Actually, I
assume
went
your cell
upstairs.
wasn't looped in. I am Avalanche's man on the inside.
Say what?
Huh. Is it really that surprising to you?
Also,
You've seen where they put me.
expanding on
The
Avalanche
mayor
here.
of the greatest city in the
Avalanche
whole
cell,
wide world,
different
tucked
parts
away
of
in a secret
Avalanche.
broom closet in the damned archives. The nerve. Those stupid Shinra pricks thought I'd just shut up and accept their treatment. But they were wrong. Dead wrong.
Huh. Well, this ought to make things easier.
We need to break into Professor Hojo's lab.
What? Why? You mean you're not here to give President Shinra his comeuppance?
We're here to save a friend who was taken.
But the president's gonna
Cat's
get
name is
his too,
Dominic.
if I have anything to say about it.
Well, I don't particularly care what you end up doing, so long as it hurts Shinra.
Great.
So, I can get you as far as the 64th floor.
Hold up. You telling me that that's the best you can do?
That is indeed the best that I can do.
But you're the mayor.
But you're the mayor? Does this look like the office of a mayor? I'm a glorified librarian, nothing more. They don't even invite me to their meetings. Sorting records and reports, that's all I do. My hands and fingers have more paper cuts than skin. No one knows my pain, my daily torment. They've made me a pathetic shell of a man.
Okay. They did you wrong like us, but we'll make it right. So just calm down. Deep breaths, man. Deep breaths.
Let me see that key card of yours.
I feel like this is what mayor's role is for most mayors that exist in cities where they have like the president or the prime minister in. They don't have the most powerful like other places.
Here you are. You can now use it to access the recreational facility on the 63rd floor.
And then what are we supposed to do?
You look for a fellow Avalanche collaborator. Identify yourselves and he'll give you a key card to the 64th. The countersign is... The mayor is the best! Midgar's mayor is nothing less. Everyone says he's cooler than the rest.
He said the thing. See you later, man.
Just say mayor to the guy, and if he goes the best with gusto, then you found your
With
man.
gusto. How's it going, by the way?
You got it? If you think you've found the collaborator, say mayor, and see if he says the best.
The
You
best.
got it now?
The best. The mayor is the best. So yeah, he's part of Avalanche, which is a big reveal, which is very different to the original. Cool addition, actually, to be honest with you. Makes sense to have someone inside, and it's kind of... And they even, like, make comments about how Mayor Domino has no real importance. Like, even the civilians, they all know who he is, but they're like, yeah, he's just a face. Like, people know that he has no power. Like, so it's not just him who thinks that. Like, it's like a public thing that everyone knows it.
I've done everything I can for you. Now don't make me regret doing it.
If you require additional assistance, please do.
So can you tell us anything about this
So
collaborator?
in the original, you could go to Skype for
Certainly,
his
I
as
could
well.
do just that. But a man in my position must conduct his affairs with discretion. Which is to say that that which has been requested cannot be freely given, if you take my meaning.
You want money!
Disclosing confidential information entails considerable risk. Due compensation is to be expected. In this particular instance, that would amount to 10,000 gil.
Rip us off more, why don't you?
The 64th floor is reserved for our executives. The individual you seek is fastidious and well-dressed. This individual likes to visit the 63rd floor to decompress from the stress of the job.
That really all you got for us?
Oh, are you dissatisfied with your purchase? How unfortunate. Perhaps this will help preserve our relationship.
Huh?
An expression of my gratitude and appreciation.
Huh? That's better.
So there's a weapon there that's you can miss easily, and it's quite a big. It's quite a lot to redo if you miss it when you restart a chapter. So make sure you have 10,000 gil at this point and just go and buy that from him. Most people do, and if you've been buying
I
it
still
from
can't
the shop.
believe the mayor is working with Avalanche.
Man.
Would have been nice to know. Idiots at HQ should have kept us in the loop.
I don't think they know. But yeah, that's really cool reveal that the mayor is working with Avalanche the whole time. He's doing it for his own reasons, but it's also like, you know, kind of like a good nod. And then they also mentioned other cells of Avalanche as well. So obviously there's going to be expansion of Avalanche rather than just the party that we know. Robots organized. They don't have any purpose though. I think they only say explosive. Oh, they say random things, but yeah. There's no Easter egg to them. I wish there was Easter eggs to them, like they would have said the words than the original passwords, but you know, it's alright. It's okay. I think action picks up now. I can't remember what happens next off the top of my head. I'm sure I remember the moment I see it now. Oh, here we go.
So, about this precious promised land of yours.
It's very Genova theme in the background, by the way.
Come now, Aerith. You misunderstand my intentions. I wish only to satisfy their material greed, so I can be left to pursue my great work. Our great work, my dear.
She's strong, isn't she?
You're the spitting image of her now. I regret it to this day. If she had only trusted me instead of trying to run, it could have played out quite differently. What a terrible tragedy to lose the last of the pure-blooded ancients. Though not completely, would you like to see your mother? Albeit through the lens of one of my microscopes. Did you really think we'd leave such a precious specimen to rot in the gutter? We collected and cataloged every last bit of her. Hair, skin, organs, every fragment of every bone. As breathtaking in death as in life. As you, my dear. Ifalna was elegance, right down to her cellular structure. And there it is, that same elegance. Oh, yes. Time for yet another meeting. Sit tight. I won't be long.
Get it, sit tight, because she can't go anywhere but sit there. That must have been, yeah, that shows how hard that was for her to hear that.
Here's the 63rd floor, where loyal Shinra employees relax and recharge.
It's pretty late, but I bet people are still here dealing with the aftermath of Sector 7.
It's their own damn fault.
Stay focused. We need to find this guy.
Yeah. Guess I better get working on my conversation skills.
So Hojo's, that's the first interaction we see with Hojo really, properly. And he has just as messed up as we expect him to be. Like tries to break Aerith there mentally, and it's believable that he would do that. You know, they want the ancients so much, and then they just experimented and then found out and stuff like that, you know, without making it sound any more gruesome than it really was. But he's just crazy, and like, you know, he gets excited over like science and stuff. So it was done. He's as crazy as I wanted him to be in this game. If he wasn't anything less than crazy as that, he's also kind of like, he's also smart as well. He might be crazy, but he's also very smart. I'm glad that he is. Berry.
Some good friends in the Sector 7 Undercity.
Most roads are choked with debris, and travel throughout the Undercity remains extremely difficult and dangerous.
We're just gonna walk through. Don't worry about us.
They look busy.
The plate did just fall.
What kind of particulates in the air?
Seeing them like this somehow makes
We'll
me
go
feel a
coffee,
little
by the
bit
way.
better.
Support is getting overwhelmed by calls. We'll have to resort to AI operators.
Let's find our contact.
Not seeing any security around. One less thing to worry about.
I love this though. So basically, it's like, you know, whilst they're all trying to deal with like the fallout of Sector 7. By the way, all their computer screens looks like the menu. Did you notice that? Little nod. This is like their desktop, like their interfaces and stuff. Look on the right, like it's the same kind of like text and stuff. This guy's like, I just don't know what to do anymore. People put their coffee and all that kind of stuff, like, panicking. Fucking Nate, some dudes running around going, oh my god. You just like juice to have.
Where are you, Mr. Collaborator?
I think we just need to start talking to people who look the part.
Remember, say mayor.
If they say the best, then we have a winner.
So there's a lot of meme here. But the tree, I like the tree, by the way. Like, this is normally this is like floor 61, I think. Or floor 60 off the top of my head. I can't remember where around it is. Where you just got like, the lobby area and with people hanging around. Where you go out and you do speak to somebody and they give you a key card. But this time they made out to be a collaborator rather than somebody who's just a random person who gives you a key card, which makes a lot more sense. It's interesting they have a tree here as well, like as in there's a Midgar.
It is spinning.
So it creates that outside feeling whilst you're inside, so you forget about worrying about what's outside.
It is spinning.
I think once you're in it, they don't want you to think about the outside world.
This kind of thing isn't supposed to happen. I thought the war was over.
Today we welcome a special guest, Shinra's Director of Public Security, who has an important message to share with us.
Everyone here at Shinra is deeply saddened and outraged by this unconscionable act of terrorism. But at the same time, we will not be cowed by threats or violence. To the people of Midgar, I make this vow. We will find the villains responsible and bring them to justice. Are you listening, Avalanche? You cowardly dogs! Run all you like. Shinra is coming.
Do you think the other plates are in danger? Is it true that Wu-Tai's gonna
There's the
attack
question.
us again?
Are other places in danger?
Right?
Wu-Tai?
I wonder how the rescue
Are we
ops are
safe? Shots of the top of the plate. Like and all the destruction and the bits I've seen. Yo, Holly, how's it going? Great to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good Friday.
Do you think the other
Appreciate you
plates are
being
in
here.
danger? Is it true that Wu-Tai's gonna attack us again?
We should be safe here, right?
I wonder
Now
how
for the meme.
Hello there. So, what'll it be for you today?
The mayor.
Mayo? Sorry, we don't have any here.
Mayo? No, mayo. Mayo?
Come on, why don't you eat something hearty? It'll give you energy.
I think that was one of my favourite ones. He just randomly says the mayor to literally everybody. This is why the section's so funny, because I know where he is. I don't care. I want to just get as many of the mean ones out of the way. He says that. I love how I can just mess up the chairs and no one sees the chair.
We should be safe here, right?
I wonder how the rescue ops are going.
Are you military?
Cool.
The mayor.
I guess things have been keeping you pretty busy around
The mayor.
here. Have you found the guys who did this yet?
The mayor.
Huh? What about the mayor?
Never mind.
I love it. Carl's like, for God's sake.